Right now. Happy Friday, everyone. We begin here tonight with an encouraging sign for the Florida Manatee. Thank you for joining us. I'm Paul Legrand. Manatee deaths slowly declining this year. 537 from the first 3 months of 2021 compared to 441 deaths so far this year. So still high, but at least less than it was this time last year. Now, a feeding program in Brevard County may have helped that situation, but it also uncovered a sad reality for these gentle giants. Our Heather Lee tonight with the hard lessons learned.
It's morning feeding time at Zoo Tampa.
So this is Tober. He's one of 4 orphan calves that we have right now.
Lisa Smith, an animal care supervisor, says these babies will have to stay with them till they're at least 2 years old.
They're here because they were found alone. We don't know exactly why they were left alone, if they got abandoned by mom, but they wouldn't survive on their own in the wild.
Unfortunately for manatees in general, especially on the east coast of Florida, survival has been tough. Seagrass, which is what manatees eat, has been few and far between. In 2021, it contributed to a record number of manatee deaths.
This is an unprecedented event this time. We've had large issues before, like red tide, where we've had a lot of animals impacted, but this is different because this is a long term. It's going to take some time to recover seagrasses here. And when we came out of last winter, and you know how bad that was, that prompted us to start discussions last summer. What are our other options? What else is on the table?
In December of 2021, FWC started a first-of-its-kind feeding program in Brevard County, and by mid-January, officials say the manatees were eating virtually every scrap of produce they put out, showing just how scarce their food source really is.
It's a mixed bag for us. So it was proof of concept. That felt really good that we were here, and we're here for a purpose now that we were helping animals. But truth be told, we'd rather have the animals not here. We'd rather have them adapt and be somewhere else where there's food and they could do it on their own.
By the end of March, they will have fed about 200,000 pounds of produce. But they say this program was only a winter intervention and was never meant to go throughout the entire year. Smith says she isn't surprised by the manatee response to the produce.
They have to eat pretty much all day long. They eat 10 to 15% of their body weight. So for a grown adult, that's going to be over 100 pounds a day of nutrition that they need.
They feed about 1,000 pounds a day, and while a lack of seagrass isn't a huge issue on the west coast, boat strikes are. This manatee named Corduroy suffered a fractured sinus cavity and has been getting antibiotics to help him fight off any infection.
It's really unfortunate. Manatees are having a really hard time right now, and it's definitely hurting their population. Here at the zoo, we really try and focus on the patients we have and the animals that we can bring into our care, help them get better, release them back to the wild so we can make some more space and just continue to help manatees.
Heather Lee, ABC Action News.
Fascinating work they're doing there, and with so many groups now working to save the Florida manatee, one organization is also sharing tips for all the things collectively that we can do to protect the beloved mammal. The FWC says that we can show our support for manatees by purchasing the manatee specialty license plates. That money actually goes right toward helping the species. Also, be active in your community. You can help keep the manatee habitat clean, volunteer your time to educate others, and really the biggest thing that everyone can do is just be aware and prepared on the waterways. Obey all waterway signs, use propeller guards, and avoid traveling in the seagrass that is the source of their food.